Good afternoon, my dear children. How are you? All are fine? Okay. Our today portion to learn about the preparation of sulphuric acid. Preparation of sulphuric acid. All of you know that one. It is a mineral acid. The formula for sulphuric acid is H2SO4. How can we manufacture sulphuric acid? By means of contact process and also lead chamber process. Which process? Contact process and also by lead chamber process. Here, the first preparation. Here, sulphuric acid is prepared by the preparation of sulfur with oxygen. We get sulfur dioxide. Okay? Sulfur with oxygen, sulfur dioxide. Here the reaction between sulfur and oxygen, sulfur with the burning of oxygen and iron pyrites, burning of oxygen or iron pyrites with oxygen, we get sulfur dioxide. We get sulfur dioxide. That means sulfur plus oxygen gives sulfur dioxide. And also iron pyrites FeS2. This undergoes oxidation to form iron oxide and also sulfur dioxide. Anyhow, sulfur dioxide is formed, is oxidized into sulfur trioxide. Sulfur dioxide is converted into sulfur trioxide. In the presence of catalyst, we are using one of the catalysts called vanadium pentoxide. Vanadium pentoxide formula is V2O5. V2O5. Sulfur dioxide is converted into sulfur trioxide. Now one of the catalysts, we are using the catalyst is vanadium pentoxide. Here sulfur trioxide is absorbed in concentrated sulphuric acid and produced by olein. Olein means H2S2O7. What's the formula for olein? H2S2O7. This olein is converted into sulphuric acid by diluting with water, by adding some water. Here, sulfur trioxide formula H2SO4, sulfur trioxide formula SO3. This SO3 on react with sulphuric acid formula H2SO4, we get H2S2O7. What's the formula? H2S2O7. Here we are adding some water. Adding water, we get sulphuric acid, pure sulphuric acid. The sulphuric acid is obtained by this process is about 96% pure. How much percentage is pure? And 96% pure. This is the preparation of sulphuric acid. Simply we can be write S plus O2 gives SO2. This SO2 is converted to sulfur trioxide. The sulfur trioxide on react with sulphuric acid to form olein, that is H2S2O7. H2S2O7, that is olein. This olein on adding some water, we are diluting some water, we get sulphuric acid, that is 2 moles of sulphuric acid. This is the preparation and about 96% is pure form. Okay. About the physical properties of sulphuric acid, physical properties. The first one is it is a colorless liquid. It is a viscous liquid, colorless liquid, viscous liquid. Have high boiling point. Okay, it have high boiling point. Okay, about it, the boiling point is about 590 Kelvin. What is the boiling point? About 590 Kelvin. And also about the freezing point is 283.4 Kelvin. Freezing point is 283.4 Kelvin temperature. And also it has a high affinity to water. It has a high affinity. High attraction to water. The sulphuric acid has high attraction to water. It is one of a powerful dehydrating agent. Sulphuric acid is act as one of the powerful dehydrating agent. Here the dehydrating agent property is the reaction between sucrose, the sucrose, formic acid and also oxalic acid. Here what is happening here means when we adding the sucrose, that is glucose, we are taking glucose. Here, we are the sucrose, that means sugar, we are adding sulphuric acid, the dehydration reaction takes place, that is removal of water. Removal of water, we get maybe monohydrate sulphuric acid or dihydrate sulphuric acid, etc. Anyhow, what are the chemical reactions included in this topic? Let us please, we can discuss about the we can take run practice about which are the reactions. Please all of you please open the door. Here the sulphuric acid is one of a dehydrating agent. What is about the dehydrating agents means? Removal of water. Removal of water, that property is called as a dehydrating agent. How can you explain about the dehydrating agent means? You are taking sucrose. The formula for sucrose is C12H2O. C12H22O. The formula for sucrose, okay, formula C12H22O. It's all reactive with sulfuric acid. I told you that sulfuric acid is one of the dehydrating agent, that is removal of water. Okay, it is removing this water. So what's the product? Here carbon is leaving out. Okay, gives how much carbon is there? 12 carbon. 12 carbon plus 11 oxygen and 22 hydrogen can be written as sulfuric acid. 12 carbon, okay, 12 carbon plus H2SO4 dot H2. How much water is there? 11 water is there, okay. Now the equation is balanced. It is called what? One of the properties called monohydrate sulfuric acid. Monohydrates, we can say as monohydrate sulfuric acid. The reaction between the sucrose and sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid here acts as one of the dehydrating agent. Dehydrating. That's a removal of water molecules. Removal of water molecules. We are saying dehydrating agent. Okay? The very good example is that one. Next about from formic acid. Formic acid, the formula is HCOOH. What is the formula for formic acid? HCOOH. Here also we are adding sulfuric acid. This is one of the dehydrating agents. So what's the product is obtained? This hydrogen combines with the OH. So what's the product? H2O. So our remaining product is CO. What is CO? Carbon monoxide. CO, carbon monoxide plus H2SO4 sulfuric acid, and here we are adding water. So it is also monohydrate sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid monohydrate. Sulfuric acid monohydrate. Okay. Next about the oxalic acid. Oxalic acid formula COOH. We are giving twice, and also giving oxalic acid and react with sulfuric acid. This oxalic acid can be written as COOH. COOH. This is the formula structure of oxalic acid. Here, adding sulfuric acid. Okay. So, what is the product here? Can you say what is the product is obtained? This is one of the water molecules. Okay. So, we get what is the product? Sulfuric acid monohydrate. Here, what's the product? Can you say what is the product? CO. What is that one? Carbon monoxide. Can you say what is the product? Carbon dioxide. CO2. So, in this reaction shows that sulfuric acid is act as a very good property is the dehydrating agent, the removal of water molecules such as sugar. Sugar says as sucrose. The formula is C12H22O11, and also oxalic acid. The formula is HCOOH, and also the formic acid COOH is otherwise COOH. It acts as one of the dehydrating agent. Okay, that is here. What is the product supply? CO plus CO2 plus sulfuric acid monohydrate. Okay, These are the properties. Next about what are the chemical properties of acid, sulfuric acid? What are the chemical properties? What are the chemical properties of sulfuric acid? It is a highly reactive. The first point, it is highly reactive. Okay, it's highly reactive. It is a strong acid. It can act as a strong acid and also oxidizing agent. And also oxidizing. It is a highly reactive. It can act as a strong oxidizing agent. Okay. And also decomposition of reaction. The first one is a decomposition. The previous video I told you about that. What is about the decomposition? Sulfuric acid is one of the stable compound. Am I right? It decomposes at high temperature. It decomposes at high temperature. Can you say what's the product? This hydrogen combines with one of an oxygen. The hydrogen combines with one of an oxygen to form water. Am I right? H2O plus. Here SO4 is converted into SO3. So, it on decomposition reaction, it may be split up into two molecules, that is two compounds. One is called water and another one is called sulfur trioxide. Sulfur trioxide. One of the very important reactions about the decomposition reactions of sulfuric acid. Okay. Decomposition reaction is splitting of two compounds. Okay. There is sulfuric acid undergoes reaction or decomposition to form water and also sulfur trioxide. Trioxide formula, sulfur trioxide, SO3. Clear? Next, a very important question is acidic nature. Acidic nature. Acidic nature here, it is a strong dibasic acid. It is a strong dibasic acid. Dibasic acid. What is about the dibasic acid? It can form two types of salt. Okay, it can form two types of salt. Here, a very important salt is one is called sodium bisulfate and also sodium sulfate. These two types of salt, it can form by the reaction between alkali and sulfuric acid. It is one of an acid-base reaction. Okay, it is one of an acid-base reaction. Here we are taking base means what? Sodium hydroxide alkali. Here sulfuric acid H2SO4. The sulfuric acid on reacts with sodium hydroxide. Okay, sulfuric acid on reacts with sodium hydroxide. This one of the OH combines with this one of the hydrogen. OH combines with hydrogen. So what is the product? Water. What is the remaining product? NaHSO4. NaHSO4. Sodium bisulfate. The name of the compound is sodium bisulfate. Sodium bisulfate plus water. Can you write? This is one of an acidic nature. And also sulfuric acid reacts with again sodium hydroxide, that we can be see as the two molecules of sodium hydroxide. We get sodium sulfate. Okay, sodium sulfate. That means this sodium combines with the sulfate. The sodium combines with the sulfate to form. What is the formula for sodium sulfate? Na2SO4. What is the formula for sodium sulfate? Na2SO4. Hydrogen combines with OH to form water. Okay, water. So how much sodium is there? 2 sodium. Okay, 2 sodium. So here we get 2 OH and here also 2 hydrogen. So how much water is there? 2 water is there. What's the name of this compound? Sodium sulfate. So sulfuric acid can form two types of salt. Two types of salt. What are the two types? One is sodium sulfate and another one is sodium bisulfate. This sulfuric acid on reacting with the base or on reacting with the alkali, okay, on reacting with the sodium hydroxide, we get two types of salt. One is called sodium bisulfate. The formula is NaHSO4 and another one is sodium sulfate Na2SO4. And also one more example is there. Those who are willing can be write this one. Sulfuric acid on react with ammonia. Sulfuric acid reacts with ammonia. What is the formula for ammonia? NH3. We get ammonium sulfate. This ammonia combines with the sulfate to form ammonium sulfate. The formula is NH4 twice SO4. NH4 twice SO4. Ammonium sulfate. What is the name of this compound? Ammonium sulfate. How much ammonia is there? 2 ammonia. So ammonium. How much ammonium is there? 2 ammonium. So make it 2 here. Ammonia is 2. Ammonium is also 2. Okay. Now the equation is in balance. This is about the acidic nature. Especially this is very very important question. Okay. If you have any doubt, please call me. Okay. Have any doubt? Please call me. I will help you. Next one is about the oxidizing properties. About the oxidizing properties of sulfuric acid. Here, sulfuric acid is an oxidizing agent. It produces a nascent oxygen, so it acts as an oxidizing property. Okay, it produces a nascent oxygen. That means it produces a single atom of oxygen. So it is called as an oxidizing property. Okay. Oxidizing property. Here, sulfuric acid undergoes reaction, undergoes heating to form. Here, one of the hydrogen combines with oxygen. One of the hydrogen combines with oxygen to form H2O. Am I right? H2O plus here remaining having SO3 and also one more oxygen is leaving out, so we get SO2. Am I right? Sulfur dioxide. And also we get one of an oxygen. This is called nascent oxygen. Which oxygen? Nascent oxygen, a single oxygen. So sulfuric acid is an oxidizing agent. It produces a nascent oxygen. The reaction shows that sulfuric acid is an oxidizing property. Have an oxidizing property. Okay. Next about sulfuric acid react oxidize elements such as carbon, sulfur, and phosphorus. Sulfuric acid can react with other elements such as carbon, carbon, sulfur, and phosphorus. We are taking reaction between sulfuric acid with carbon, sulfur, and phosphorus. Okay. Carbon, sulfur, and phosphorus. Okay. P4, phosphorus, monatomic atoms of phosphorus. Okay. Sulfur also is a monatomic. Okay. Sulfur also. Okay. Right. We have reaction between sulfuric acid with carbon, sulfur, and also phosphorus. Here, carbon reacts with the sulfuric acid. Carbon reacts with sulfuric acid. The first product is carbon dioxide is gas is developed. Which product is gas? Carbon dioxide. C plus O2 is CO2. C plus O2 is CO2. Clear? And also, here also SO2. Which gas is developed? SO2. Plus here having hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen and oxygen from water. Now here the reaction, here having oxygen is 4. Here also then only single oxygen is here. So single oxygen having make it 2 here. So how much hydrogen is there? 2 2s are 4. So make it 2 here. Okay. Now how much is sulfur is there? 2 sulfur. Now balance oxygen. Here how much oxygen is there? 8 oxygen. Here 2 2s are 4, 4 plus 2 6, 6 plus 2 8. Now the equation is balanced. Okay. Next about sulfur reacts with sulfuric acid. Sulfur reacts with sulfuric acid. Here also we get sulfur dioxide and water. Sulfur dioxide and water. Okay. Sulfur dioxide formula is SO2 plus H2O. Here also one of an oxygen atom is singly occupied, so make it 2 here. Okay. So now what about sulfur? Sulfur 2 plus 1 3. 2 plus 1 3. Am I right? So 3 SO2. Now how's oxygen? 2 2s are 4 oxygen. 2 4s are 8. Am I right? So here 3 2s are 6. 6 plus 2. Oxygen is also balanced. Next about the phosphorus. Phosphorus reacts with sulfuric acid. Phosphorus reacts with sulfuric acid. Okay. Phosphorus is a polyatomic molecule. Okay. Phosphorus. So make it 4. Phosphorus reacts with sulfuric acid. We get the 3 major important products, that is phosphoric acid, H3PO4. Okay. H3PO4. Phosphoric, otherwise called orthophosphoric acid. Previously we learned that one. The formula for phosphoric acid, H3PO4, and also the sulfur dioxide gas is evolved, and also water plus water. How can you balance the equation? How can you balance the equation? Phosphorus here having 4, so make it 4 here. Okay. Anyhow, the oxygen is singly occupied there, so for easiest balance is make it 4 here. So 4 3s are 12. 12 plus 8, how much? 12 plus 8 is 20, am I right? Okay, so make it here 10 moles of sulfuric acid. So how much sulfur dioxide? Here I have how much sulfur? 10. Okay, now the equation is balanced. Okay, listen my dear children, I think that in this area the reaction between non-metals and sulfuric acid, we have, I think that more than 8 equations. I think that more than 8, maybe more than 8 or 7 equations might be having. So at least you should be learning one equation is enough. Okay. The reaction between one, if you are learning one, we can be easily learn all the other equations. We can easily write all the other equations. Those who are willing now, we should be learn all the equations. Otherwise, at least one equation is enough for each topic. Next, the reaction between hydrogen sulfide. Hydrogen sulfide on reacts with sulfuric acid. Hydrogen sulfide on reacts with sulfuric acid to form one of the sulfur dioxide gas is evolved. Sulfur dioxide. Okay, sulfur dioxide. Hydrogen combines with oxygen. Hydrogen combines oxygen to form water plus sulfur is leaving. Sulfur. So how can you balance the equation? Oxygen may be 2 here. Now we can be, now the equation is balanced. Am I right? 4 hydrogen, sulfur also 1, 2 sulfur, and oxygen is also 4. Now the equation is balanced. Clear? Next, the reaction between sulfuric acid and hydrogen iodide. Okay, the reaction between sulfuric acid and hydrogen iodide. Here also, sulfur dioxide gas is evolved and hydrogen combines water to form water. Hydrogen combines OH to form water, and also is iodine is liberated plus iodine. Okay, how can we balance the equation? I2 molecule is there, so make it 2 here, and this hydrogen 2 plus 2 is 4, so make it 2 here. Now the equation is balanced. Okay. Next about sulfuric acid on reacts with HBr. Sulfuric acid on reacts with HBr to form, again sulfur dioxide is formed, plus hydrogen combines OH to form water molecules, plus Br2 is liberated. Okay. How much Br is here? 2 Br. How much hydrogen? 4 hydrogen, so make it 2 here. Now the equation is balanced. Okay? And also should be learn anyone is enough. Those who are interested, we can be learn the remaining equation. Okay. Otherwise, one is enough for each topic. Sulphuric acid now reacts with the zinc metal to form zinc sulfate and also the evolution of hydrogen gas. Okay. Zinc sulfate and also the evolution of hydrogen gas. And also aluminum reacts with the sulphuric acid to form aluminum sulfate and also hydrogen gas. That is, we can write the reaction between sulphuric acid. This one is a dilute acid. Okay. Dilute acid on react with the zinc. Sulphuric acid on reacts with zinc metal. What happened? Can you see what happened? Zinc combines with sulfate to form zinc sulfate. Is SO4 plus hydrogen gas is evolved. Okay. This is a dilute acid. Okay. Dilute acid. Next about aluminium reacts with sulphuric acid. Aluminium. What is the symbol of aluminium? Al reacts with the sulphuric acid. We can take first to write sulphuric acid. Sulphuric acid reacts with aluminium. So aluminium combines with sulfate. Aluminium combines with sulfate to form aluminium sulfate. The formula. What is the formula for aluminium sulfate? Al2SO4 thrice. Okay, as per the valency, you should be right like that only. Okay. The outermost shell of aluminum is 3 on cross multiplication. It will get Al2SO4 thrice. Aluminium sulfate. Okay. Aluminium sulfate and the evolution of hydrogen gas. So, how much aluminum is there? Here, make it 2 aluminum. Okay, 2 aluminum. And how much sulfate is there? 3 sulfate. Make it 3 sulfate. So, how much hydrogen is there? 3 hydrogen. Now the equation is balanced. This also, you should be right. Any one is enough. The reaction between metal, any one is enough. Next about, this is about the dilute acid. Okay, dilute sulfuric acid. Dilute sulfuric acid. Next about the concentrated sulfuric acid. Concentrated sulfuric acid. For the dilute acid, hydrogen gas is evolved. But the concentrated sulfuric acid, sulfur dioxide gas is evolved. That is the difference. Dilute sulfuric acid, hydrogen is evolved. Concentrated sulfuric acid, sulfur dioxide gas is evolved. Okay. Let us see, it can be taken as a copper metal. Copper metal. What is the symbol of copper? See. Copper on react with concentrated sulfuric acid. Here, copper combines with the sulfate to form copper sulfate. Copper sulfate. And also here, sulfur dioxide gas is also evolving. And also hydrogen gas. So, hydrogen combines with oxygen to form water molecules. Okay, we get water molecules. How can we balance the equation? Here, sulfur 2 hydrogen, so make it 2 here. Hydrogen 2 hydrogen. Now the equation is balanced. Okay, and also here also there will be 2 more equations. If you are interested, you should be right, otherwise leave it out. Okay, and also lead react with the lead. The symbol of lead is Pb. Lead react with the sulfuric acid. Concentrated sulfuric acid. So what is the product? Pb combines with the sulfate to form PbSO4, lead sulfate, and also sulfur dioxide gas is evolved, and also hydrogen combines with oxygen to form water. How much sulfur is there? 2 sulfur. So make it 2 here. 2 here. Now the equation is balanced. Okay. These are all gas. Okay. Sulfur dioxide gas. Okay. Next about the reaction between salt. What are the reaction between salt? Here we are taking some of the salt and name as potassium KCl, potassium nitrate, KCl, KNO3, sodium carbonate, sodium bromide. These are the salt we are taking. What happens? Sulfuric acid react with the KCl. What happens? Sulfuric acid react with the KNO3, that is potassium nitrate. What happens? Sulfuric acid react with sodium carbonate. What happens? Sulfuric acid react with sodium bromide. Okay, these are the questions. Okay. Here, sulfuric acid H2SO4 react with KCl. So here what is the product is obtained? One of the hydrogen combines with the chlorine. One of the hydrogen combines with chlorine to form HCl. What's the remaining product? Potassium combines with the sulfate. Potassium combines the bisulfate to form KHSO4. KHSO4. Potassium bisulfate plus HCl. Here also one equation is enough. Those who are interested, you maybe learn the next one. Okay. Those who are interested, at least one equation is enough. And potassium nitrate, sulfuric acid on reacts with the KNO3. KNO3. So what's the product here? Hydrogen, here nitrate. Okay. Here potassium combines with the bisulfate to form KHSO4. Potassium bisulfate plus, and hydrogen combines with the NO3 to form HNO3. What is about the HNO3? What is HNO3? Nitric acid. Okay. So what are the products that are obtained? The reaction between KCl and sulfuric acid we get potassium bisulfate and hydrochloric acid. And also the reaction between sulfuric acid and potassium nitrate to form potassium bisulfate and nitric acid. Next, the reaction between sodium carbonate and sulfuric acid. Sodium carbonate. What is the formula for sodium carbonate? Na2CO3. Na2CO3. Okay. We get sodium sulfate, carbon dioxide and water. Sodium sulfate and carbon dioxide and water. What is the formula for sodium carbonate? Na2CO3. Sodium carbonate on react with sulfuric acid. So what are the products obtained? The sodium combines with the sulfate to form Na2SO4. Am I right? Plus one of the hydrogen combines the O to form H2O, and also here carbon dioxide is the one. Am I right? Carbon dioxide. Now, how can you balance the equation? Here I have one oxygen. We are balancing. Now the equation is balanced. Am I right? 2 sodium. Sulfate also 1, and hydrogen H2. Carbon dioxide, everything is also balanced. Okay. Balance or not? Balance. Next one, sodium bromide, that is NaBr. Sodium bromide on react sulfuric acid. Sodium bromide on react sulfuric acid. So what are the products that are obtained? This sodium combines with the bisulfate. Sodium combines with bisulfate, but that is NaHSO4. NaHSO4 plus HBr. NaHSO4 plus HBr. Am I right? Sodium bisulfate and hydrogen bromide. Next, reaction with organic compounds. Reaction with organic compounds. That is benzene. Here we are taking hydrocarbon is benzene. Here benzene on react with the sulfuric acid. Benzene on react with the sulfuric acid. We get benzene sulfuric acid. What is the formula for benzene? C6H6. This can be the structural form of benzene is. This is the structural form of benzene. Okay. Otherwise, alternate double bond or single bond, double bond, double bond, alternate double bond. Okay. Benzene on reacts with sulfuric acid to form H2SO4. Here, one of the hydrogen this sulfuric acid can be written as HSO3OH. Otherwise, it should be right like that. HOSO3H. Okay. Can you write sulfuric acid like that? How much hydrogen is there? 2 hydrogen. SO4 can be written as OSO3. Can you write? Sulfuric acid can be written as H2O, SO3, H. Okay. So what's the product? Here one of the hydrogen combines with OH. One of the hydrogen combines with OH to form C6H5SO3H. C6H5SO3H plus H2O. Plus H2O. Clear? Here the name of the compound is benzene sulfuric acid. The name of the compound is benzene sulfuric acid. Okay. Then what are the uses of sulfuric acid? The uses of sulfuric acid. The first use is manufacture of fertilizer. The manufacture of fertilizer, for example, ammonium phosphate, superphosphate. Okay, ammonium phosphate, superphosphate, and also other chemicals such as HCl, nitric acid, etc. HCl and HNO3, etc. It is used for the manufacture of fertilizer such as ammonium sulfate, superphosphate, etc. And also other chemicals. Which are other chemicals? Hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, etc. And it is also used for the drying agent. So one of the important drying agent. And also the preparation of pigment explosive. Explosive. Okay. Okay, my dear children. Now today's portion is over. Many of them are writing your assignment. Very good. I appreciate you all. Those who are writing. If you are studying one day, one question means 1 week we can learn 7 questions. Like that 1 month we can learn about the 30 question. Am I right? This out of this 3 months we can be right almost 90 question. We can be able to finish this all question. So kindly all of you learn the questions one day by day. This is very useful for the better study. Okay. During the revision time it is very useful for you. Okay. And today assignment. What is about the today assignment? About the preparation of sulfuric acid. Those who are interested to write, you can write the assignment. Those who are interested, assignment. One, preparation of sulfuric acid. This is any one preparation is enough. Any one preparation, and the chemical reaction acidic nature. Any two, and one more equation, the reaction between sulfuric acid with metals and non-metals. Metal is enough, okay. That is sulfuric acid reaction with copper metal, okay. Sulfuric acid with copper metal, sulfuric acid with the zinc metal. These are the 4 questions, and also uses. This is your assignment. If you are learning 1 question means it is very useful for your studies. So at least you should learn this 4 question. Preparation of sulfuric acid, any one preparation, acidic nature 2 equation, and also reaction between sulfuric acid and copper, reaction between sulfuric acid and zinc metal, and the uses. Okay. Thank you all of you. Thank you. Have a nice day.